Britain's Foreign Minister David Cameron says Israel has decided to retaliate against Iran. Britain's Foreign Minister says it is clear that Israel has decided to retaliate against Iran. David Cameron's comments come as world leaders try to prevent a broader outbreak of war in the Middle East. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is expected to convene his war cabinet on Wednesday local time to discuss the next moves. Britain's foreign minister says Israel has clearly decided to retaliate against Iran for missile and drone attacks. The starkest warning yet of a regional escalation. The frank assessment from David Cameron on Wednesday came as Iran paraded drones, missiles and soldiers on home soil, with Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi vowing the slightest act of aggression by Israel would lead to a fierce and severe response. World powers are striving to prevent a wider outbreak of conflict in the Middle East after Iran's unprecedented attacks on Saturday night, which involved hundreds of missiles and drones. Iran launched the attacks in response to a presumed Israeli airstrike on its embassy compound in Damascus on April 1st, which killed 2 generals and several other Iranian officers. More than 6 months into a war between Israel and the Iran-backed Palestinian militant group Hamas that has seen flare-ups in violence across the Middle East, diplomats are searching for a way to avert direct battle between Israel and Iran. The Iranian missiles and drones launched on Saturday were mostly shot down by Israel and its allies, and caused no deaths and only minor damage. But Israel says it must retaliate to preserve the credibility of its deterrence. Iran says it considers the matter closed for now, but will retaliate again if Israel does. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was set to hold a meeting of his war cabinet on Wednesday local time to further discuss its response to the weekend attack. Britain's Foreign Minister David Cameron said in Jerusalem on Wednesday that action would be taken. "It's clear the Israelis are making a decision to act," Mr. Cameron said. "We hope they do so in a way that does as little to escalate this as possible." In a statement released by his office, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu thanked Mr. Cameron and Germany's Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock for their support, but said Israel would reach its own decisions on its security. "I want to make it clear, we will make our own decisions, and the state of Israel will do everything necessary to defend itself," he said. Washington and other Western governments hope new economic sanctions against Iran will help persuade Israel to limit the scope of its retaliation. Mr. Cameron said Britain wanted to see coordinated sanctions against Iran by the Group of 7 big democracies, which are meeting this week in Italy. "They need to be given a clear, unequivocal message by the G7, he said. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said in a statement on Tuesday that Washington is planning to impose new sanctions targeting Iran's missile and drone program in the coming days, and expects its allies will be following suit. European Union Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell said some member states had asked for sanctions against Iran to be expanded. Mr. Borrell said the proposal would expand a sanctions regime that seeks to curb the supply of Iranian drones to Russia so that it would also include the provision of missiles and could also cover deliveries to Iranian proxies in the Middle East. Since Hamas fighters precipitated the war in Gaza by attacking southern Israel, killing 1,200 people and capturing 253 hostages according to Israeli tallies, clashes have also erupted between Israel and Iran-aligned groups based in Lebanon, Syria, Yemen and Iraq. Inside Gaza, Israel has launched a massive air and ground war, with nearly 34,000 Palestinians confirmed killed according to Palestinian medics, and thousands of others feared dead, still lost among the ruins.